Good afternoon. Today is a story of two dresses styled two ways. If you're new, there's a new JJJ just opened up in Johor, which is very exciting for me. Only when I got there, it was very, very tiny, and it's quite a way out. So it's right in the centre of town, and I live out on the edges of the town. So I felt, having gone there, I did pick up a couple of things. Two of those things were dresses, but they were both tiny, small, size S, and I am no size S. Far, far from it. But the fabric on both of them was just absolutely stunning, and sometimes I will literally buy something just because I feel that the pattern or the colours or the style, I can just redo it in some way, and it usually comes to me at night. I'm lying in bed and I'm thinking about it and thinking, what the hell am I going to do with this? Sometimes I just have to sort of play with it with different things until it works. So the first of these dresses is this amazing sort of pop art, crazy coloured, geometric, really bright. And I just fell for it. I mean, it's just gorgeous colours. And it really, really, really was tiny. So when I put it on, it sort of only came down to my knees, and that's no good for me. So I thought, how am I going to go about this one? And I decided to literally chop it off under the bust and then move the skirt down so that it is then long enough, and add in from under bust some netting from an old t-shirt that the netting t-shirts often have two layers. So you have like a pattern layer over a plain layer. So I took one of the plain layers that I'd removed, which was a lovely soft sage green, so it wasn't going to upset anybody, and I stitched it onto the bottom of the top of the dress, if that makes sense, to make it fit. So you can see this has been stitched onto this, and now the skirt's down here, which is absolutely perfect for me. So having made a tiny, teeny, weeny skirt that shouldn't have fit me, I then had the situation where this top, which is exactly this amazing blue that's in this, was a size 3XL. So I put a tuck on the inside, I tightened the cuffs with some stitching, I took it in down the sides, and it's still absolutely enormous, but I think it looks fine now. It also had an elastic across the back, which I took a couple of inches out of, but I think the soft drapiness and the long cuffs on this go with the skin-tight, modern vibe of the dress underneath. So should we pull back and have a look? I should mention my jewellery whilst you're up close. All handmade by me, bugs in blue to pick up the blue, and bugs on my fingers. And I love them. So here's the full outfit. I put turquoise fishnet tights on, or stockings actually, because the slits go quite a long way up the sides. But you do need the slits because obviously it's quite a straight skirt. But I think this fabric is absolutely stunning. And I think it works with this drapey top. I don't think you would wear a tight top with such a tight skirt. And the little bodice underneath. What's not to like? So this is definitely a story of way too big and way too small. And eventually meeting in the middle. And I like this outfit. It's very bright and very bold, but in a sort of grown-up, sensible sort of way. Not that I often do grown up and sensible, being honest. So what do you think? Now, Jalan Jalan Japan, which is where I thrifted these, is a shop that here in Malaysia that literally imports all the unwanted clothing from a big chain of stores in Japan called Book Off, which sells secondhand goods. In Japan, you can't throw things away. Everything has to be recycled, which is wonderful. But it means they have a lot of stuff they don't know what to do with. So it goes into Book Off. It doesn't sell in Book Off. They send it to Malaysia. Now, I think that I'm particularly lucky because obviously in Japan, it's very frowned upon, shall we say, politely, frowned upon to be overweight. And there are a few quite tall Japanese people, but in the ladies, but not very many. So the larger stuff tends to end up coming over because people haven't picked it up over there. So I managed to pick up things that I can use. Although, as I said, this was a small, the dress. But we've made it work. So let's have a look at it a completely different way and see what it looks like. Second way. This is a Roman top which is a brand in England. I thrifted it, and I'm just trying to think where. It doesn't immediately, I've got a feeling it might have been North Devon actually, but I'm not quite sure, but I think it might have been North Devon, maybe even Barnstable. But I loved the cut of this. I love the folds in it. I love the way it hangs, and I love this colour, which is what I call blurple. And I just thought that this sort of colour would work with this outrageous patterned suit, as it now is. It's definitely a suit now rather than a dress. But yes, I thought this would be a little different with it, give it a bit bold, but also cool and comfortable and floaty and nice. So should we pull back? But I was going to say, I haven't shown you the jewellery again, but long one that I made, all in shades of purple, matching earrings, and then I put on a little funky multicolour just to pick up the dress colours or the suit colours. Back you go. Fun and funky. So now we're going to go on to the second of the dresses. So this was the first dress that I bought. The next one's my favourite. I love it. But it really was minuscule. So let's see what I did with it to make it work for me. My husband just said, oh, you've got a hair sticking out. It's a curly one. I thought, what's the chance of that? I have got a lot of little short curls at the moment. When you go through periods, if you're a little bit unwell or under the weather, you lose more hair, and then as you get better, the new hair grows in, and then you get all these little short curly bits, and I've got quite a lot of short curly bits at the moment, but I'm just being thankful that they're there. So let's have a look at this outfit. Oh my goodness. So this dress and the last dress were both 10 ringgits. 10 ringgit is about £1.98 approximately. It changes with the... You see, I'm trying to talk to you, and my husband is wearing the cup of my swimsuit on his head, like a yamasha. Honestly. Right. 10 ringgit each, so under £2. This has a label on it that says Fils Paris, spelt with an F. Whether it is from Paris, I don't know, because the Asians love to put Paris on labels because it makes them feel that things are glamorous. But it could be. It could be. A well-travelled person bought this, took it back to Japan, wore it, loved it, grew out of it, whatever, got bored with it, and then passed it on to Book Off, who then passed it on to Malaysia. It's probably a well-travelled item. So this fabric, I mean, oh my God, this fabric. How could I leave this sitting in a charity shop? Well, it's not a charity shop. in a secondhand shop, in a thrift shop. How could I leave this? It's just all most fabulous colours. So, too small. Way, way too small. But luckily, it had ties on the shoulder. And all I had to do was, this piece here was attached to the back, and then it had these ties through. All I had to do is unstitch the bits that were joined together and just have to loosen the ties and give myself another 4 inches. Fine. Also, it had elastic inside the bodice, gathering it. And all I did was go in from the back, snip the elastic to give me that little bit of extra length to cover up my boobies. And then it's fine. I just love these colours. Just love these colours. I put a skirt on underneath, as you will see when I pull back, because I like it down to the ground. Handmade beads from Thailand that I bought and threaded up. Rather like them with this, just because it pulls out this beautiful turquoise in the dress. A little thrifted, I believe this was also a Jalan Jalan Japan necklace. I think this was also 10 ringgit. And then I've added a brooch, which I recently found on Temu, but it was just so gorgeous I couldn't resist it. Matching earrings. Always matching earrings, unless I forget to put them in, but matching earrings made with the same beads at the same time I bought this, or bought the beads for this, and still the gold rings, just because I think they work. The clear shoes work particularly well with something like this that's got every colour under the sun in it, and you have none of them. This lovely dirty salmon pink really works with this turquoise. There's not enough brown in it to be too brown. It's just such a gorgeous fabric. I mean, it's beautiful. The skirt underneath doesn't fight with it. It's absolutely fine. I think this is glam. Glam, I tell you. Now, I've picked out the darker blues in it. Let's try it now, pulling from a different colour. See how it looks. So we went down the pink, a romantic, soft, dreamy path. The pale pink, but coming off the salmon in the dress rather than a bluey pink. Pinks can be quite difficult to match, but this jacket and this underskirt both pick up the salmon. And my beautiful rose quartz beads that were my mother's. Weigh a ton, but are absolutely gorgeous. Cooling as well, actually, because the rose quartz stays quite cool on your neck. I've put on some little diamante earrings because I felt this is quite a romantic outfit, and these have got just a little bit of pink and a little bit of green in the little flowers on the earrings. I will show you when you come closer. But this is our second way to wear this dress. Do we love it? I think we might. Pretty good for a £1.98 dress, I think. And so little work to alter it. Just a little tiny snip here, there, and away you go. Underskirt, Jalan Jalan Japan. The jacket, Banduro. Banduro is also Japanese thrift shop. I think it has several branches, but in Johor, I think we only have one. And that is in a big mall called Angzana. It's an older, more local mall. But I like this jacket. When I have to dress up and look smart, I quite often put this on because I think it's quite ladylike. Oh, there's a good word for it. It's ladylike. So, final choice. very different from with the deep turquoises and teals. Clear shoes, of course, work both ways. Clear shoes just work. And that is us done for today. Which is good because it's getting darker and darker and stormier out there. But hey, never mind. I shall now busy myself with taking all the photographs of all the jewellery. I have got a bit I forget that there's always new people, and I have got a bit sort of lax with talking about the jewellery because, you know, I know that people that have been watching a long time will have seen quite a few of the pieces, but I do make most of the jewellery myself. I design it, I make it, it's made out of all sorts of things. I use and reuse bits and pieces. I use resin and cast the bugs. I am a little bit dotty about the bugs. They are in my head at the moment and everything is coming out with bugs on, but I just love them. I absolutely love them, and I have quite a collection of bug jewellery, and every now and again I have to do a catch up because of course it's multiplying all the time. Crazily multiplying. But I absolutely enjoy, it's my pleasure, it's my hobby, it's my pastime. I love creating these pieces of jewellery out of, you know, bits and bobs, stuff that I've picked up in thrift stores, stuff that I've found in my travels, things that I found online, bits that I've restyled. You know, I just thoroughly enjoy it. And I display them all in my bedroom and get to enjoy them as little works of art. And that's how I do think of them. I am an artist. Art is my first thing. And these are just another, I'm not wearing one actually, of course. But my bug jewellery is another way of me using my creativity and artistic talents towards making something that makes me smile. I just thought I'd tell you that because I did realise that I've been sort of like rushing past the jewellery and not talking about it very much. I will try and do better. Until next week. Bye for now from the Crafty Nana. See you on Wednesdays and Fridays or whenever you want to join me. Catch you later.